There's a lot of optimism with the Atlanta Hawks despite their bad record last season. They are stocked with young talent on the team and will finally get a chance to have Clint Capella in the lineup for the first time. With their 6th overall pick, the Atlanta Hawks selected one of the best defensive players in college basketball, Onyeka Okongwu. You could say he's one of the safest picks in the draft. Some experts are not sure about his fit with John Collins, but I believe the progress that John Collins made with his outside jump shot last year will allow him and Okongwu to play together. If Collins can continue to prove that last year wasn't a fluke in terms of his outside shooting, not only would it help with his fit with Okongwu, but also Clint Capella. And just because Capella is the starter for the foreseeable future, doesn't mean that drafting Okongwu was a bad move for the Hawks. The Miami Heat drafted Bam Adebayo in the lottery when they still had to sign Whiteside as a starter. They eventually traded Whiteside after it was too hard to have Bam coming off the bench. I see the same scenario with Capella and Okongwu. The Hawks were one of the worst defensive teams last year. Okongwu was a defensive monster in his one season at USC. With his athleticism and instincts, he'll make an impact defensively on day one. He has good touch around the basket and has the potential to be an outside threat because of his free throw shooting. Clint Capella is the starter, but Okongwu will still get minutes and eventually prove that he's the center of the future. With their 2nd pick in the draft, the Hawks selected LSU combo guard Skylar Mays with the 50th pick. He played 4 years at LSU and became the first player in program history to record at least 1,600 points, 400 rebounds, 300 assists, and 200 steals. A truly all-around player. Kind of fits the mold of a Fred VanVleet type. With the team signing Chris Dunn and Rajon Rondo to go along with Trae Young, Cam Reddish, and Kevin Huerter, Mays might not get a chance to prove he can play in the league. Okongwu is one of my favorite players in the draft. He's a player I know will be a good NBA player if he stays healthy. The Hawks were able to get him with the 6th overall pick. I give the Atlanta Hawks an A-. The Orlando Magic had only 1 pick in the draft, and they took the once highly touted recruit in Cole Anthony with the 15th pick. The Magic have been a good to great defensive team in the last couple of years, but their offense has always held them back. Anthony is a prospect whose number one talent is putting the ball in the hole. He has a tight handle, is a good athlete, and has good speed and quickness. He has a scorer's mentality and has the skill set needed to be a primetime scorer in the NBA. His lack of efficiency at North Carolina raised a lot of questions from NBA scouts, and playing on a bad team didn't help his case for being a top 10 pick. But I believe his shooting percentages reflected more on the lack of talent around him than anything. He had to have surgery on a partially torn meniscus that forced him to miss 11 games. Anthony said he was never 100% when he came back, and the stats back it up. Most players in his position would have just sat out the rest of the season and prepared for the NBA draft. But coming back just shows you the love he has for the game. Anthony has the work ethic you need to elevate your game to the next level. The real question about his game is, can he elevate the players around him? Is he a scoring machine like a Colin Sexton? Or does he have the talent to also run an offense and get his teammates easy baskets? The Orlando Magic needed a chance to draft a player with a lot of upside. Due to Anthony's underwhelming freshman season, he fell right into their laps. Maybe he's just one of those prospects where the college game just held him back, and having more spacing and playing with better teammates will truly show the type of player he is. I give the Orlando Magic a B+. The Washington Wizards had the 9th overall pick in the draft, and there's a chance they could end up with the best player from this pick. Danny Avdija fell all the way to the Wizards at number 9. He is the ultimate Swiss Army knife. He stands at around 6'9", 6'10", handles the ball like a guard, possesses great court vision, and drives hard to the basket. He's an above-average athlete who plays with fire and passion. Scouts project him as a strong defensive player on the next level. He competes hard and gives top-notch effort on that end. What could keep Avdija from being an all-star is his jump shot. In the EuroLeague, he only shot 28% from three-point territory. He's in the same boat as LaMelo Ball. Great passer, but needs to improve his jump shot. Avdija has been playing professionally for a while now. He's a multi-time champion with Maccabi Tel Aviv. He's helped Israel win gold in a couple of FIBA tournaments, and he's won multiple MVP awards at Basketball Without Borders camps. The Wizards are hoping that his success overseas will rub off on his new team in the NBA. With the 53rd pick, the Wizards selected one of the best leaders in college basketball the last couple of years, Michigan State point guard Cassius Winston. You get a smart, fundamentally sound basketball player. Winston is a floor general and is very reliable with the ball in his hands. He averaged nearly 19 points in his senior year and managed to shoot 43% from three-point range. He'll be able to come right into the league and hit the ground running. I will give the Washington Wizards an A. Nobody needed a star player more than the Charlotte Hornets. Michael Jordan has had his fair share of bad picks in his time in Charlotte, but there's a good chance he'll make out good with this selection. The Hornets drafted LaMelo Ball with the 3rd overall pick. Along with his box office appeal, he also has the game to be a legit all-star in the NBA. Everybody can agree that he does have some weaknesses that he will have to address before being that star player he has the potential to become. LaMelo has next-level vision and passing skills to go along with his 6'7" height, capable of using both hands to deliver passes. He's a smooth ball handler and can create enough space to get his shot off. He will have to put in the work to be able to knock the shot down with consistency. I actually believe he has upside as a scorer because of his size and handles. Being able to shoot from the outside would just make him an even more dangerous scorer. Having Terry Rozier and Devontae Graham on the roster didn't stop the Hornets from drafting LaMelo, and it shouldn't have. When you're a team like the Hornets who have missed the playoffs for 5 straight years, drafting for position should not be an option. Draft the best available player. LaMelo Ball instantly became the most marketable player that the Hornets have had since the Bobcats era. The center position was a weakness for the Hornets last season and for the last couple of years. They used their 32nd pick on Duke freshman Vernon Carey Jr., a player who can put the ball in the basket in many different ways. He's more of an old school low post big man, which are quickly dying out in today's NBA. Carey possesses a great post-up game. He has the size, the footwork, and the soft touch to score with ease in the low post. And even though he shot a low number of threes, he did make 38% of them. Carey has worked hard to improve his body as he lost around 30 pounds since his final game at Duke. He needs to do everything he can to be able to defend on the inside and the perimeter. The Hornets traded for Nick Richards, who was the 42nd pick in the draft. Defense is what he's known for. He is your prototypical run and jump big man. A long and athletic center who was the defensive anchor for the Kentucky Wildcats. His growth from his freshman year to his junior year was tremendous. He proved to be a solid scorer in the post and from mid-range. And with their 56th pick, the Hornets drafted a first-round talent in Grant Riller. He was an absolute stud in his career at Charleston. He's a bona fide scorer and can run the pick and roll with the best of them. With so many guards on the roster, Riller will most likely be a two-way player for the Hornets, spending time in the G League for the next couple of years. Then maybe once the dust is settled, he'll be in position to get legit minutes as LaMelo's backup. I give the Charlotte Hornets an A-. The Miami Heat always seem to get lucky in the draft. They haven't had a top 5 selection in the draft since 2008. Whether it's a second round pick like Josh Richardson or late lottery picks like Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero, the Heat always be in perfect position to get a steal. They might have another one with the 20th pick. Precious Achiuwa out of the University of Memphis. Miami culture is about toughness, defense, accountability, and leaving it all out there on the court. Achiuwa has that in his DNA. He's athletic, unselfish, set hard screens, and can defend on a high level, both in the paint and on switches. You can just imagine Achiuwa and Adebayo playing next to each other. They could cause havoc on offenses with their activity level on defense, which will be next level. But in order for them to be able to play together, at least one of them has to become a dependable outside shooter. Eric Spoelstra only puts a player that can stretch the floor next to Bam. I've always believed that Bam had the shooting form and touch to be a consistent shooter. He just has to keep working on it. But expect Achiuwa to come off the bench in his rookie year, backing up Adebayo. I give the Miami Heat a B+.